Calling Sophia Mobile.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am still awake.
This topic is about your busy life as a mom
Oh, yes.
and
It's
maintaining friendship.
never a dull moment, whether it's being a mom or maintaining friendships.
Some friends are like having a full-time job. I think they're called like high maintenance friends.
That resonates.
And the ones that stalk you.
Oh, the ones that always needed your attention despite knowing how busy your life is already. The ones that are still obsessed with my life. You call it stalking, I call it an obsession. They can't stalk me now that I've moved to another state with my family. They can't exactly stalk. Oh,
Wait.
yeah. Oh, yeah, we had plenty. We're not friends with them anymore. There's a reason. That
And
is the. And then there's
uh,
social media. Yes, they can. It's an obsession. I'll never understand that. Be obsessed
sad.
with yours.
So I
Ay,
wanted
ay.
to start by giving our audience a brief history on how we met.
Oh, we have a very interesting history. We do. I gotta say, it's very unique, I should say, like interesting and unique in its own way.
Yeah,
Now, it's not special that we met online. We've met online,
yeah,
but a lot of people meet on, let's start with that. A lot of people do, but how many have great lasting friendships from it?
yeah,
Not
exactly.
many. I don't think I know anyone that had a meaningful, lasting friendship from meeting people online. Even
Yeah.
back in the days, remember the AOL days when you had the chat rooms and stuff like that you could go into and chat with people? Even dating back to that, how many friendships do you have from that? Not many.
So I wasn't really online like that.
Oh, I was. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. That was my childhood. That was my early teenage years.
I wasn't online like that at all. I was
Oh
outside.
man. So you don't, but you are familiar with the ASL. The ASL, the age,
Yes,
sex,
yes.
location.
Yes,
Yes, you
yes,
knew
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You spent some time in the chat rooms, Tafari.
Oh
Yes, you
yeah.
have.
I'm not denying
Just
that.
not a lot. Yeah,
Y-
just not a lot.
I've done it as a curiosity, but it just was boring to me. I think it's different because I'm a southerner and you're up north.
A northerner. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me being outside and being in the woods
The woods. Can't relate.
or
I
playing
cannot relate.
football outside like I was I but I did have siblings, step siblings that were heavily into it. I would just hear the noise from the computer.
And you just know they were online.
Yeah, I never understood it.
Yeah, up north, and listen, while I was a kid growing up, I spent a lot of my days outside, playing outside like kids don't do today. There
Yeah.
was, we grew up poor, so we did not have game consoles like the N64s or the Sega Genesises. We did not have that.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time outside. But this internet thing came about when I was already in my early teenage years, like 12, 13, 14, right? That's when I really got into it. Though I've always had social anxiety, I always felt a bit more comfortable to talk to people online. It was because, they can't see me. I
Yeah.
could get away with saying whatever. Not that I pushed any buttons or anything, but it was a little getaway for me, especially with social anxiety.
Look at it now. A lot of people are meeting each other on Tinder and Bumble and a slew of other.
And getting murdered over it.
Yeah,
I
I.
mean, it's scary. It's scary to meet people online.
Yeah, definitely. I've done it twice where I've gone on a date on Tinder and it just didn't work out well at all. And I was both like catfished.
Oh my, that's a common problem. No one wants to get catfish. That's why I just can't do that. I can't meet people for romantic reasons online. I'm afraid. But that also brings us back to how we met. We
Yeah.
had a common internet friend
Yeah.
who shall not be named. And
I,
it was through this internet buddy we connected because we were mutual friends of his.
yep. And I was friends with him through another friend who I served with in the military. And my friend, I don't even know how they met them, but it was just a good time. And for me, I was still in the military. So it was like my stress relief at the end of the day. I was cursing out a lot of people. I was really
You're
angry
picking
at that
fights.
point. I was so
You were
angry.
reliving your teenage angst years.
Yeah, and just a lot of
Oh
built
my
up like
gosh.
anger from the military, just that I was just like not having it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, so that's why.
Can't say it's acceptable, but it is
No, it's
understandable.
definitely not acceptable, especially as I gotten older. I completely understand not going off on people so much.
We still do when we need to.
Yeah, when it's needed, yeah, definitely. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we met. And then I was supposed to go to New York a couple times. And then I met mutual friend that is no longer my friend, but still your friend. And
Oh
he came
gosh.
to
Oh,
visit me in Miami. I
I
met up with
remember.
him. Yeah.
I remember feeling being so jealous. Like, how did this guy end up meeting you first before me?
Yeah.
We were closer friends, though we never met face to face. We became very close. We would talk every single day. We have our own little inside jokes. It was like we were buddies for years that we've seen and hung out with 100 times before. But this guy goes and meets you first.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, WTF?
Yeah.
Why? I remember being so mad. In a sense, I'm a little happy that you guys are not. No, I'm joking. I'm not happy that you guys are not friends. You guys had your reasons for falling out. I won't even
Yeah.
get into that. But
I
yeah,
don't
I
even
remember that. I
remember.
remember.
I don't even remember.
Listen, he's a very salty guy. Just salty.
Who,
He
me?
he accused you. No, not you.
Oh.
Him, the other one. No names.
Oh, yeah.
He accused you of trying to use him for money, which you know how he has a very interesting imagination,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
This is not the first. He constantly feels like someone's after him or into him. Like with women, he constantly talks about how so many women are after him. I just don't see that happening. Being not, it's not because really that he's unattractive. His personality is a bit unattractive to me and out
Yeah.
there. It's hard to believe a lot of women are at his feet. The same thing
Yeah.
with how people are after him. He's always saying people are after his money. So I'm not sure, why. I think it's his way of saying, I have money and people are after me. I'm cool. I think that's what he's trying to get at. But yeah, that was his thing.
Yeah, it's mostly because of how he initiates friendships and girlfriends. He
Yeah,
tries to buy their love and it just never works out for
he
him.
does. And then he wonders why the women are constantly expecting him to pay for things. It's because he made them feel comfortable with him paying.
Yeah.
And they expect it or feel like it's not a problem to ask. And then he turns and talks shit. He'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, this girl keeps hitting me up to take her out to dinner. Yeah, because you probably offered in the past and she's probably following up
Yeah,
on that.
exactly.
And you're trying to make it into something it's not.
But then later on, how we initially met face to face, it
I was in
was,
Florida.
yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember if I went to New York and there was that block party thing or you were
That
in
was after we
Florida.
met for the first time. So the
Yeah.
first time we met, I was visiting my girl in Orlando, and you were a couple of hours away. You were, I guess, in the Sarasota region.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
So yeah, I remember you saying you were approximately 2 hours away, and we ended up linking up, and
Yeah.
we went for dinner.
I
And it
still
was the
have my
first time I
Rainforest
had,
Cafe cup.
yeah, mine broke. Mine broke while we were moving here to Pennsylvania.
Oh, goodness.
I had it for so long and it literally just broke in June when we moved.
We definitely have to get another opening.
Memory thing, yeah.
Yeah, all three of us again.
Yeah. And the first time we met, you ended up meeting my now husband and my 9 month old.
Yes.
Bella was 9 months old when you met her. That was the first time. So it's like a little family thing.
Yeah. And then,
And then it just became a habit. We just, it really, I can't say we were go back and forth visiting. It was mostly you because you have the means compared to me. You had the means of being able to come up to New York to visit, and you did practically every year since then.
oh, yeah.
You were up here.
And I was in school most of the time, but it
Yeah,
was
which was
like a
that was
great,
dedication, man.
it was for me, it was, I don't know what the word is, but it was like something to release my stress, to just get away. It
Trip
was,
away from your home where you're stressing constantly is a release. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. So then I met your sisters. I remember actually going back. The first time I went to New York, you guys took me to Coney Island.
Oh my gosh. Yes. An acquired taste, Coney Island. It's not for everyone. You're a Southern boy. You wouldn't understand. And
Yeah,
you didn't. You did
I
not understand.
I didn't. It
You
was
thought it was
real
ghetto.
ghetto.
It is. In hindsight, where Coney Island is, it is ghetto.
Yeah.
But if you put that aside and see it for what it is, it's a landmark, Coney Island. That's a
That's
landmark.
yeah.
To actually experience it aside from where it really is, it's pretty great. Like I gotta say, I don't like the area. I'm not really gonna go on rides, maybe just a Ferris wheel, but it's beautiful in its own little way. Just knowing its history and stuff, it's nice.
Yeah.
The
I'm glad I
neighborhood just
got
isn't.
to I'm glad I got to experience it. And then we went to Times Square. I
Times Square is crazy. It's erratic. It's too many people.
oh my
For
God.
someone who lives there, I lived in Brooklyn, New York, and Manhattan is 40 minutes away, let's say. I've seen Times Square enough times in my life where it's not anything special to me. That's because I'm not a tourist. And I don't even going there. It's just so hectic. It's really not about the tourists or whatever. It's just even the locals. People are crazy over there. There's too much going on. Too much. I don't
Yeah.
like going there. But
It
you do have to experience it if you've never been there.
yeah,
See,
I'm glad I did. It was fun. It just gave me a headache. Just the amount of people. It was
yes,
in the summer. I was
it was.
hot. It was horrible. Never
I
went
remember
back.
we went on a mission to find you some chapstick because you couldn't find your chapstick.
Yes, when I was addicted to wearing chapstick.
That's
And now here we are. You
kids.
married, you have four kids, and you've moved out of New York. And how is that transition? And throughout just the time, I've seen that you just not really lost a lot of friends, but you phased out a lot of friends.
Yes, now in my mid 30s, I don't need to be a friend collector to feel like I'm an important person in someone else's life. I just need quality people around me, whether we see each other daily or talk daily. I am in a state where I know nobody. It's just me and my family. We moved here because of my husband's job, right? I know nobody here. Do I care to make friends? I don't know. It'd be helpful. Sure, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't go anywhere. So for me to make friends, it's not going to happen probably. I go to PTA meetings or parent teacher conferences, stuff like that, and I go to the store. That's about it. But friends that I left behind in New York, I left behind a lot of good people. But does it mean anything? No, we chat, we
Yeah.
talk. I keep communication as best as I can, whatever time allows me to.
And
I keep a communication open.
one thing I admire about you is that amongst all of my friends who are married and have kids, including my family members, you always take time to check in. And I have friends that have less kids than you, and you still make the time or find the time to call me or check up on me. And I know I'm the single one without kids, but I think that's also like knowing your friends. I'm a really bad communicator.
Can be also, though, that's the thing. I have moments where sometimes it's better for others to just reach out to me. I can be forgetful in reaching out to people. I can, but I try my best to sit down when I have a free moment and be like, okay, who do I need to check in on? People, everyone goes through things. It's good to let others know that you're here if you need them to your best ability. I'm here for whoever. And you got to let your friends know that.
Yeah. I
And it's
mean,
just a way of staying social and staying sane because away from just being around my family all day, I need something else. And that's when your friends come in.
yeah. It's also good to get like tea of life that you're no longer living.
Exactly, that I'm not a part of. The way that, even though you, Hector, and me are all three of us are in a different state each. Our only communication is through social media, the phone, texting. I want to be in the know. I want to know what's going on with you people. Granted, I'm sure you guys don't really care what's going on with me. And what am I going to tell you? I changed the blowout diaper today, or I got my bed peed on, which, true story, Ben, my youngest, peed all over my bed today, this morning.
I
I'm
don't
not happy
know.
about it. Okay.
I don't even know, like, I don't know if Ben is still wearing diapers, but my cousin's son is still wearing diapers. And currently I'm babysitting, and like I'll change his diaper in the night, and piss will still find its way in the bed.
Oh, see, the
But
thing,
it doesn't happen
it's a
every
boy
day.
thing.
It still happens. And I'm just like, what?
Yes, we have. Here's the thing. Now, with boys, you have to be careful how you put their diaper on. Pee will find its way out. It also has to be the right diaper for them, the right size. And honestly, sometimes I believe it should be the right brand. Sometimes Ben will pee too much in the middle of the night. And when that happens, it's always my husband's fault because I tell them no drinks, no juices before bed. He will still give it. And what it causes is for the baby to wet himself too much while he's sleeping. And sometimes when he wakes up, there's wet spots on the bed, his blanket, and it's just extra work for me the next day that I don't want to do. I have to wake everyone, make sure everyone's dressed, brush teeth. Two kids out of three need to be going to school. I have a lot to do. The last thing I want to do is change all the bed sheets and wash the blankets.
I'm
But
not a
today,
parent, but I wanted to ask, and I've been
yes,
like, I'm sure everyone thinks of this, and it's like a shameful thought. But sometimes it's like, I fucking hate this kid, but I fucking love the kid.
yes.
It's like
Um,
definitely an intrusive thought. But because I'm
yes.
like, no, he's so
It's
cute.
I think it's normal. No, it's normal to have some of those feelings towards your own kids as long as you're not acting out against that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
My
definitely.
kids can be so annoying on purpose. That's when they're doing it on purpose. I will tell them, you're being annoying. My 9-year-old, her biggest problem is talking to me while I'm on the phone with someone. It could be someone important. It could be a friend I'm on the phone with. But come on, I'm on the phone. Still feel bad. But it's okay to have those feelings. At the end of the day, we love our kids.
Yeah.
We love them. Yes, they'll piss us off, but you know what? They're children. They'll piss us off as adults too. And chances are we piss them off equally as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, how has it been? You're not able to, I don't think you even want to anymore party or be out there like that anymore.
The time I go to sleep now is the time that I used to go out at.
Yeah.
And I am happy with going to bed when I go to bed because I am more tired now. I just want to sleep. I'm not about going out in general. Even when I only had one child and I was able to go out every now and then with my friends because my husband is just that type of person. He'd come up to me and say, "Hey, Sophia, you have not been out the house with your friends in a long time. You need to go out, make plans with your friends, which I will forever thank him for because he kept a lot of my friendships intact that way. You need to spend time with your friends to maintain friendships. But even when I just had one kid, I was already like just not feeling the going out thing. It just stopped being fun for me. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not into clubs like that. I'll go for the company, but I want to break out by 1 a.m. the latest. The latest, because I'm just tired.
Yeah. I'm that way now. Like I'm getting into that. I
Oh, you're
get a little
just getting into that?
yeah, I am,
Oh,
but
man.
I still miss going out, especially like Halloween.
Halloween is always fun, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
but not for me. I'll explain. Halloween is dressing up, right? Now, for I want to say 9 years, I was a big person. My weight had ballooned to really fucked up numbers, to put it frankly. It was out of my control. I wish I had an excuse for my weight gain. Yeah, I was just a bad eater. That was easy, right? Just to know where your weight gain's coming from. But in my situation, I did not and I couldn't control it. So with all this extra weight, I felt very uncomfortable dressing up, participating in Halloween, especially, or even going out with others,
yeah.
being around others. It was very uncomfortable for me. So that was one reason why I didn't really enjoy going out the last 9. It wasn't the main reason because I'm not that into myself where I care about my appearance. So it was one reason. It just wasn't the most important. Most important was I was just too tired. I got past the going out.
And not only that, friends are almost a full-time job. So it's a relationship, that you also you don't have to maintain
You
importance.
should.
Yeah, but it's also important to know which friendships to maintain and keep because
Yes.
some are just too exhausting when you already have kids, you know?
Yes, like the friends that expect you to constantly come out with them and do things with them and feel offended when you say you can't. Yeah, no, they're not friends with me anymore. Rather, I am not friends with them anymore. Those
Yeah.
are the type of people I have no problem cutting off, and I'll say exactly why. And they have no choice but to accept that because no, that's toxic for me.
And
I don't
see,
need that.
as a single guy with a friend who has kids and whom is married, you have to respect the transition. And
Yes.
although like I may want to go out and still be a little ratchet, I understand that you can't do that. So I will do things outside of the scope of making sure that you're comfortable and that you're able to do things. And
A lot of
friends,
people don't do that though. They
yeah,
don't take that into consideration. A lot of
yeah.
people don't
Because one thing, we both are foodies, so you have to find that kind of like thing that you guys
a
have
mutual
always done.
interest.
Yeah. And do that.
And that's what we do basically. When you're in town, what do? We go on our culinary adventures. We try new places. I'll take you to some interesting places here in Brooklyn or Manhattan, wherever we are. And that's what we do. That's our idea of fun, spending an evening out, eating, having
Yeah.
a couple of drinks, maybe a couple of sangrias each, and that's it. And that's fun. We're home
Yeah.
at a decent hour afterward. It's no partying, it's no drugs, nothing like that.
And it doesn't even have to be all that because even when, let's say, I'm at your house just chilling, we even try making different recipes like cake. We were doing things,
Just hang in the house
just
and cook.
hanging
Yeah,
out. So you can still make it fun. It's still things that we did before you had 4 kids.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it can still be fun.
I could do quite a few things with kids. People don't always understand that, but I do have a limit.
Yeah.
That's about it. And a lot of people don't get it. And then they get mad when you cut them off and then they stalk your socials.
Yeah. And the only people that I don't appreciate are the friends that are married and have kids and they have one or two kids and they're like, oh, I just don't have time, blah, blah, blah. I respect that, but don't expect me to find the time for you all the time or contact you and see that you're okay because you're always telling me that you're busy, you got things going on. So
I'm busy.
I'm
I'm
not,
busy.
yeah, that's one thing that I have always respected about you because even like my cousin when I was far away and doing whatever, and she didn't call me as much. I didn't complain about it. I
Yeah.
didn't care, but
You just figured she's tied up with kids or has other
yeah.
problems on her plate or
But one
something.
thing you have always told me is, oh no, I will always find time for friends.
You always have to check in. You never know. What if someone's going through something and you made no effort to just say hello,
Yeah,
especially someone you consider a friend.
yeah,
But then you know what? We also have friends where we could go a couple of months without talking, without checking in on each other. And then once we do, we just bounce back like nothing. We have nice long conversations of catching up with each other. We have a mutual friend. He's my friend originally, but you met him too. He's a photographer. You know
oh
who I
yes,
mean.
he's a great guy.
Great guy. We can go a couple months not chatting. And then something comes up, right? Something that makes him remember me, or something that happens, or something I see that reminds me of him. And we'll just text each other out of nowhere and just everything's normal. I like friends like that too. Don't get me wrong. That's great. Like where
No, it
they don't
is.
feel offended that you don't reach out to them all the time or don't
Yeah,
constantly include them in things. So those friends are also good.
yeah,
Though I
he's
do wish I could stay in better contact with him. He really is a good friend.
yeah, he's like an amazing person. I really dig his personality. I'm not his personality type, but I could definitely see us like hanging out because he's just an amazing person. And he, even though me and him aren't in the same industry or whatever, anytime he talks to me about his profession, it motivates
Interesting.
me. And I look up to him
Yeah.
a little bit because I'm like, he's been going at this for a while and it's I want to see him flourish. So I hope one day like his things are worth like millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
So far, so good. I know, yes. It's not like landscapes and whatnot, but it is wonderful nonetheless.
Yeah, it's great
I do
art.
love his work.
Yeah,
Always support.
definitely. So, how's everything? How do you feel? Are you okay?
Oh, thank you for showing concern. Everything is fine. No regrets leaving New York. I say this every day. New York was too much for me. It's not my type of lifestyle, especially raising kids. I'm happy where I am. So every day I wake up thankful.
That's good. Like,
I woke up this morning.
yeah.
So I'm
That's
happy.
what truly matters. I'm glad that you were good and that everything's going well for you, especially because transitioning, I think, is the worst part about moving. It,
Getting used to your neighborhood, getting used to your new home, it's a big deal. You know what I miss though? In Brooklyn, there was so much convenience. I could just walk at the house, I could walk to the grocery store. There's buses and trains everywhere. If I need to go somewhere, I just go.
yeah.
Here's a little different. You need a car to get around. I don't drive. I have really bad anxiety driving, so I choose not to. So I cannot just have that freedom like I did in New York. So I miss that bit of freedom of getting around with or
Yeah.
without kids. But it's okay.
I
I'm
mean,
still happy.
I understand the anxiety. Let me tell you a story. I had my cousin's son in the back seat and I got stuck dropping off one of her teenagers at the bus stop. And I was just
Hmm.
sitting in the grass. I didn't think the grass was going to be wet, but the grass was wet. And I got stuck. I had to call a tow truck to get us out. He's in the back seat.
Wow.
He's crying. I'm just,
Oh
I wanted
my,
to die. Everyone came and tried to help. It was really nice, but just having a 2-year-old,
oh my gosh. Mm-mm.
he was having a good time until I had to get him out. And
Until you got stuck. Yeah, wow.
yeah, it was really bad.
I can't believe you had to call a tow truck for that. What car were you driving?
It was a Nissan Rogue, and it was,
Rogue. Oh, I thought those. Oh, that was your Nissan Rogue.
yeah,
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
thought those were pretty good in those situations.
They are if you have an all-wheel drive, but if you have a front
Yours
wheel,
was front wheel.
no, that one
Mm.
actually was rear wheel drive.
What? I didn't know your Rogue was rear wheel drive.
Yeah, the one that you
That's a
saw, the white
sports thing.
one, the one that you
Yeah, the white
saw,
one.
that one was all-wheel drive. The one I got that's new, the 2022, it's just a rear wheel drive.
Hold up.
Worst mistake ever.
I did not know you had a new Rogue.
Yeah.
Wow. So you know what? Pause. Pause. We're friends that stay in contact. But now my fears are coming true. I always feel like the odd friend out, whether it's in our group chats or in general, because I feel like no one reaches out to me as much as they used to because they just figure I'm busy. She's not going to care, or whatever the case may be. You're proving my worst fears correct.
Well,
You
no,
did
no,
you just feel
no.
like you didn't have to share this information with me?
Let's not
Granted,
jump to
granted, I'm not gonna
conclusions.
come there. I'm not gonna come there and you're gonna drive me around in your car. Who cares if Sophia knows that I have a new car? No, come on, that's a big thing.
No, it definitely wasn't a big thing. It was the worst decision I have ever made all 2022. Well, besides moving.
First of all, Nissan in general is a bad decision. In general,
um
Nissan.
the role I had before was pretty good.
It was
I
acceptable.
yeah, I don't have any complaints about it at all. But the new one I got, the worst decision I made because I was trying to invest in properties, and there I went and got into a new car. So I had, what is it they call, debt to income ratio. So
Yeah,
I couldn't purchase a property because I just bought a new car.
of that.
So I
Yes.
what I had to do was, my cousin just got into a new car. So what I did was just traded it in and gave her the car so that I can actually work on what I need to work on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Safari.
Because
When did you plan on sharing this?
it's one of those things that it's, what do they call it? Buyer's regret.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was the worst
It was
ever.
just the
Yeah.
things we learn. Yay.
And we definitely got to come back and come on and onto the podcast and talk more.
There's always something for us to discuss.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Granted, I don't have your lifestyle. We're almost polar opposites in a way, but we always find common ground in some stuff.
Dustball and
And
I aren't, we don't have the same life.
you know what? I will not say anything because you guys are more alike than you noticed, in a
um
sense,
in a
just a bit.
sense, we gotta have you on with Dustball, and
Three-way,
yeah,
I think that would be fun.
yeah, it would be definitely. But that's it for us, guys. And thank you for listening. Please remember to follow, subscribe, and rate the show. Let us know what you want to hear, and
Spread the word.
spread the word. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.